Hello there, D here. This is a farm, a sorter, really. And this is another one. There's wool here to separate the two, but otherwise no wool is needed in the farm. This is a single file sorter, so only one line of allays exists. You can see them right here, each of them with a unique item. And when I say unique item, I mean a unique item, as in uh, they will not distinguish between enchanted things, so a wooden sword and a wooden sword with sharpness will be seen as the same item. However, a water potion and a mundane potion will be seen as two different things, including instant health and instant health 2. That's kind of annoying. The rules are, the rules are right here. Like, if there's a number higher than 1, it means it doesn't distinguish. So enchanted items are all the same. And all beds are the same, and all horns are the same. All enchanted books are the same. Every written book, every bee nest that has bees in it, all potions of all types, all of them are they're seen as different things. So you need a different item sorter for each one of those, or a different allay for each one of those. Um, what else? Okay. So a couple housekeeping things. No redstone right here. Um, if you put redstone here, these guys don't sort. I don't make the rules. Bedrock Edition does. Which is kind of annoying. Also, I need to actuate the redstone line with a piston pushing a redstone block. There's probably another way to do it. Hold on. I need to move this over to so where I can read it. There might be a way to actuate it with like daylight sensors or skulk sensors, something that isn't a piston. Um, but if you just use this redstone line right here, it's not going to reliably sort items. It'll sort some items, don't get me wrong, but it will not be 100% efficient, and I'm going for 100% efficiency. So that's a thing. Another thing that's a thing is the distance between the allays and the pistons, or sorry, the note blocks. So here, or let's first look at the allay. So the allay can look at this note block, and it can look at this note block, and it can look at these two note blocks. It can also see this note block, which means if this allay can see this note block, it can see this one, this one, this one, this one, or this one. That I don't know why I said and or this one. That's it. Another way of looking at it. This note block can actuate all 5 of these allays, and you would need another one for these 5 allays. I just pushed them away so that you wouldn't confuse the two, but they are all on the same line. They're all going to be right here. Very cool. So that means we can put them we can put the note blocks every 5 blocks. Let's put this back. And sure, whatever, we'll put it in our inventory. So piston needs to be here, and the piston cannot go here, and it cannot go here. Otherwise, these guys won't reliably sort. Yeah, it's all very finicky. That's why I have it all the way over here. And being all the way over here, and having this be a target block instead of a block with redstone on top, means that this is 4 tall. Not including these netherite blocks, you don't need to include this. So, very cool. Also, you don't need the signs. The signs don't do anything. I feel like that's obvious, but I felt the need to say it anyway. The way that these work is, the allays are inside of hoppers with slabs on top. They cannot escape, with one exception. We'll get to it very soon. Now, who determined that you can do this? Kevin Perry. Congratulations, Kevin Perry, for figuring this out. Now, we can pack these guys really close together without them interfering with each other's lines. Very cool. So, I mentioned, these guys will not escape unless nether portals. So, the way nether portals work is if I have a nether portal right here, right, let's build it up, whatever. 22 blocks away, allays will not get put into the nether portal. So if I walk into the nether portal, and these guys are 22 or more blocks away, no problem. If they are 21 blocks away, when I go into the nether portal, they will follow me. That is an issue. Easy solution, just keep them 22 blocks away. But is it 22 blocks away, like, taxicab or is it spherical? Neither. It's square. Which means even if they are the square root of 2 times 22 blocks away, or 21 blocks away, I should say, they will still get teleported. So if they're right here, right at the edge, and you walk in from this direction, they'll get teleported. So they need to be at least 22 blocks away square from any nether portals. So do not put nether portals 22 blocks square around these guys. Now, what about height? I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. I'm going to keep them 22 blocks away, length and width-wise, but someone else can determine whether it is actually 22 blocks away, length, width, and height, like a cube, or if it's, chunk-based. Not chunk-based, but you know what I mean. And also, yeah, chunk lines don't matter. It's 22 blocks away no matter what. So, if you're following those rules, your guys should stay in place. No problem. These are solid blocks, as you can see. I use deep slate tiles to distinguish blocks that need to be solid. So these need to be solid blocks. Why? Well, I mean, you need to power your note block somehow, but also because these guys will try to look. Look? That's not a problem. Why would looking be a problem? I'll show you why. This is the behavior pack file. This basically tells the game how an Allay should behave. So it has this property, this ability called pick up item, and it has a priority of 2, meaning if it sees an item, it's going to try to pick it up. So what is it going to do? Let's say this is the Allay, this is an item. Hey, there's an item. Ah, there's an item. Ah, there's an item right there. It's right there. There's an item right there. And I can pick up blocks 2.2 blocks away from me. That's actually recorded, I think, in the same... yeah, goal radius 2.2. And as far as my testing is concerned, that's exactly 2.2. So what it's going to do is it's going to try to pathfind to it. And it is going to move closer until it is 2.2 blocks or fewer away from the block, and it picks up the item. But what happens if it's stuck in a hopper? It won't do anything. Watch this. So this is a priority of 2, meaning it has a priority over other things. What other things could it possibly have a priority over? Oh. Go and give items to note block. So if it has... let's give it another well, let's give it... Yeah, let's give it another sword. Right? Let's say it has another sword, and it can throw it into the hopper. If it sees another netherite sword, it will not drop the sword. It'll get close to it, it'll pick it up. I'm using non-stackable items in this example, which that's not how this works, but don't worry about it. And then once it picks it up, then it can drop the netherite sword. However, let's say it has a full stack of items. It'll still wait for this, and then once it gets out of its range, let's say it gets dispensed into the junk chest, then it's like, ah, I have a sword. I can throw this at the note block. That's why we have solid blocks, to prevent the Allay from actually seeing blocks. Seeing items as they approach. So these solid blocks serve 2 purposes. These are slabs for keeping them in place. What else? Oh yes, the water streams. So this is Bedrock Edition. Bedrock Edition has weird things, including... This will only take a moment. Don't worry. As soon as I get this done... Okay. I am pro builder. I blame the different FOV. I usually play on 111. Or 110, I mean. So, this is an item stream. I made it 1 block too small. As you can see, items will move through the water stream at a very consistent speed until the last 2 blocks. Now, I did some testing, and it's actually until the last 3 blocks. So, this number on the left, 2, indicates how many flowing water blocks there are per unit. So, in this example, for example, we have this. So we have 2, then packed ice. Just imagine that's packed ice. 2, then packed ice. And the number there, the x value is the number of water blocks per stream. So this would be an 8, right? Because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 has the slowest speed of any water stream. 7 is the second slowest, and the third slowest is actually 2. So the most efficient, the fastest the items travel without getting stuck or slowing down is 5 blocks, which is why we have these 5 blocks of water, then packed ice, 5 water, packed ice, 5 water, packed ice, etc. That is why we do it that way. Wait, why don't we just put packed ice? Because then it's too fast. And if the items are too fast, then there's lower reliability. That is why I have done the way that I have. Piston. I've explained this so many times that I've forgotten if I've actually explained it in this video. The redstone line will not activate the note blocks the right way unless the player does it, or it's actuated by a piston. I don't know why. Like, also I can't have redstone here because they'll get angry. They'll be like, no, I don't want to pick up items. So these pistons basically say, hey, you need this is the quote-unquote real way to power these note blocks. If you just use this, they're not going to work. So it has to be here. Also, if the piston is right here, above the allays, they freak out and they don't pick up items. So it has to be all the way on the side. But what happens if you want 2 allays? That's where this design comes in. And we have a piston just kind of sticking up like a sore thumb. I really tried to compact this. There's no way of doing it. Which is very sad. But it works. We're losing 1 block of real estate vertically for a sorter that actually works. Now, this is another thing that I did a lot of testing with. Long, short, this is the fastest timing I can figure out. Most people have this timing. Unnecessary. This is just fine. This will have 100% reliability to 5 significant figures. As far as I'm concerned, this works 100% of the time, as long as you don't have signs above the allays. Apparently they freak out over that as well, or redstone, or pistons. As long as this is what you build, 100% reliability. I'm not sure about solid blocks above. I imagine it should be just fine. But tread carefully because there's some weird features going on. And as I may have explained, this is not necessary. You can do this, but if you want 1 block lower and you're doing the 1 single file allays, you can use this. That's not really going to help you though if you have the double file allays. And the wool blocks are only here since I have 2 farms. No wool blocks are needed, just the solid blocks and the distance between these, which is 4 between each note block or every 5 blocks. Likewise, each of these packed ice needs to be every 6 blocks or 5 blocks apart. This note block can actually, like, how do you know that you need wool when that happens? Okay, so we don't actually need wool here, just, you know what I mean? If you don't know what I mean, just wait for the particles to stop showing up and traveling to other allays. Then you know that you have enough wool. Anything else? Let me check my notes, which disappeared for some reason. I also opened the wrong program. So, oh, yeah, let's just close everything. Windows, that's what I meant to do. Water, scaffold. I did try a couple things with pathfinding, little tricks. I don't need Spotify. But the tricks didn't really work. So these are, this is just fun facts. Each of these blocks, not you for some reason, are flowing waterloggable. I'll show you what I mean. Seems like a really cool feature. Could really help. Doesn't actually do anything, because it can pathfind through each of these blocks. It cannot pathfind through these blocks. Pathfind. It cannot pathfind through these blocks unless it's in those blocks. Then the rules change, because they're able to pick up blocks 2.2 blocks away. But they will not look for blocks 2.2 blocks deep into a block that they can't pathfind through, if that makes sense. So like, if we have these guys, right, and the Allay is stuck right here, it'll try to pathfind to an item right here. But if these blocks instead are slabs, they will not pathfind to these. So that's what each of these blocks are. They will pathfind through them, and they're waterloggable. But it turns out that that feature isn't really useful. Anything else? You don't need these netherite blocks. I feel like that's obvious. They're just to hold the item frames there. This is the loading system. So this is how it works. You just, stack the things here. But you can basically put in the items however you want. Oh yes, the dispenser uses a feature that I don't know who discovered it, but Silent Whisper showcased it. When you spit an item through a stair block, it aligns. The rules are a little weird though. So like if I have a stair block like this, the block will show, or the item will, I think, dispense over here. Or like here or something. But if you do this, it has a different behavior, and if you do it's hard to do like that, then it'll be right in the middle of the block. And that's the feature that I use here to get this centered so that it's always in the same place horizontally. And anything else? It's the laser sensitive on top of their blocks. They need to be powered by the redstone or the piston moving the redstone block, unless you want some skipped items, then that's fine. You do you. But I was aiming for 100% efficiency. So let's see that in action. So I need to be careful about which chests I use. So this one, I'll just do it like this. Because these single items are the odd number chests. And like it doesn't matter for you. But oh yeah, so the way I did the test is there are 3 of every item, right? I'm gonna do, I think, double the load here, so there's gonna be 6 of every item, except for the wither potion. There's gonna be twice as many wither potions in this test. There's gonna be 0 written books, and there's gonna be saddles that should show up here. So if I ran a test, there should be saddles, and only saddles if everything went well. So let's start. Of course, I have Cheat Engine to make everything faster. And then every other block, every other chest. And then I reverse the order. And don't worry about this is a visual bug. They are actually connecting, as you can see. But then this chest doesn't show any items in it. I don't know, it's weird. Actually, no, it shouldn't show items then. So I'm going to stand in between the 2 things, and I'm going to... Where's the cheat engine? I'm going to increase the game speed 10 times, so it's fast. Roughly 10 times. I think it's bottlenecked by something. If you don't want... You can skip through this part. This part is just showcasing the sort of... These should end at roughly the same time. Yep. So the load here is going to be 27 times 6-ish, 162 items per each model. I think that actually slowed down the game speed. Oops. Alright, so let's test the single file version first. 6 saddles, as we expected, because it was double the load. And then we should see 6 beds, 6 enchanted books. Technically, they can be any enchanted book. 6 of this disc, 6 of that, 6 of everything, and then 12 potions of wither. 2. And then 6 of everything. And then we move over here, there should be 3 of everything. And a wither potion made it through. Interesting. So it had 1 fail. This is the first time it fails for a reason that I can't explain. So, hooray! It is officially 99.999. Or maybe it's like 992 or something. So it's not perfect. It will fail every once in a while, but this is the first time it's failed in my testing that is not attributable to anything else. Like, it literally just skipped over this block. And I don't know why. It's the first time it's failed in this location. So that's new. But there you go. I'm still a little taken aback that it actually failed there. That's not what I was expecting. Yeah, like... So the way that I arranged this is this one, which... So, like, I basically randomized the chests. You can see for yourself the arrangement of the items. And then there's supposed to be a heavier than normal load for the wither potions. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the dispenser randomizes that a little bit. So I should expect it to fail more often here, but it hasn't failed at all, which made me not expect it to fail at all, but it did fail once. Nothing's weird about the note block placement, the water placement. In my testing, for other tick speeds, so like instead of 17 redstone ticks, like 15 redstone ticks or 13 redstone ticks, it did actually fail more towards like it failed not in the middle of the water stream, so like the first block after or like the last few blocks. It didn't really fail in the middle. I'm a little bummed that this... Like, look how many times this succeeded, right? I tried to explain to myself, and then it just failed one time. There's no way to improve the design. I mean, if you want your 100% efficiency, you could do that. But I don't think it's necessary. I think you're going to miss an item 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000, and it's going to show up here. And I think that's acceptable. If you want 100% efficiency, do the full timing. But if you want 99.995999, yeah. So, this has been fun. I spent probably way too much time working on this. But I think I also need to do a breeder or something. I won't be able to work on it today, but I will be able to work on it on what day is it? Saturday. So, see you later.